In this video, we're going to talk about the next persona that plays a critical part in building a world-class team, and that is your lender. We'll talk about who they are, what they do, what to look for, why they're important, how to find them, and anything else you need to know. So let's jump right in. Lenders come in all shapes and sizes. Depending on how you're acquiring properties, you may use lenders in multiple instances for one property. I have many lenders that are private money lenders. I often lend money as a private money lender. I know many hard money lenders that I've worked with. And I have several mortgage brokers that I go to anytime I need financing. What a lender does is set you up with the right loan product to acquire the capital that you need to not only acquire a single property, but to scale up in multiple properties. Unless you're sitting on a ton of cash, even if you are sitting on a ton of cash, really, a lender and team of lenders really is a critical part of reaching scale. This is really what it means when you're acquiring properties without using your own money, is just that it doesn't mean that you're not using money. It just means you're not using your own money. You're using someone else's money. So a lender is going to be the one to bring that to you, and they'll set you up with the right loan product depending on the strategy. They'll make sure that everything goes smoothly with their underwriting department to get the loan approved. They should have creative and strategic ideas in mind. They should understand your goals and really should be a true partner in making sure that you have a seamless experience that's handled on time and gets you across the finish line. The right lender is super important because getting stuck in a contract on wrong financing, predatory financing, can really stop you in your tracks. It's unfortunately an industry that has an aspect to that to it, where people are predatory in nature or at minimum aren't fulfilling any fiduciary responsibility and keeping your best interests in mind. So I would say the right lender will set you up with the right loan product, will have creative solutions, will have creative ideas, strategic ideas that they'll bring to the table, and will be a true partner to help you grow. For a lender, you want to look for someone who's responsive, someone who's experienced, who is knowledgeable on the investor landscape and investor friendly. Not all lenders are. Who's trustworthy, diligent. I think especially for a lender, you want someone who acts quickly and is on top of it. With lending and financing, there can be different deadlines involved, and you want to make sure that everything goes smoothly and that the lender isn't dropping the ball and they're actually doing what they need to do when they need to do it. It's super important for a lender to be able to do that. I would also really emphasize using a lender that is a real estate investor themselves and is experienced with different strategies and can bring a different viewpoint, not just someone who knows the lending game, not just someone who can get you across the table and strategize on how to close a loan, but someone who really helps you think about best ways to deploy the money and think about different ways to acquire properties and different aspects of the game that you might not be thinking of. Some of the best insights I've ever gotten have come from my lenders who have the experience of not only what they do themselves, but what their other investor clients do. So how to find them? Best way to find a lender is to close your eyes and spin around 3 times and throw a rock. You have a 50-50 chance of hitting a lender in the face. Lenders are everywhere. And it's ironic because I think the biggest limiting belief, the false belief, if you will, that people have about real estate is that you need money to get started. And it couldn't be farther from the truth. Really what you need is a deal. If you have a good deal, the money will come. There are tens of thousands of lenders in the United States waiting to deploy money on a deal. Private money lenders. Google search private money lenders. You'll find thousands. Hard money lenders. You'll find even more. Mortgage brokers. You'll find a ton, right? Like there's no shortage of capital and people willing to lend it out. Finding lenders is as easy as a Google search. Use your network like you would any other. Hit the forums up. Forum Bigger Pockets. Shout out Bigger Pockets. Great forum for finding lenders. and talk to a bunch of them, right? Same idea as your real estate agent, your property manager. Talk to a bunch of them. Lenders differ from shop to shop. Some people specialize in one thing, some people in another, some people have a vast array. Your real estate agent and your property manager should know lenders and refer lenders to you that they trust, that their clients trust. Don't necessarily need to use those lenders, but that's a good sign that your real estate agent or property manager are quality members of your team, that they can bring that referral to you. Irrespective, you want to make sure you do your own research and your own diligence and work with someone who's vetted, experienced, investor friendly, and ultimately helping you towards your goals and not just meeting their own goals. Ultimately, at the end of the day, just like the other two, you're definitely not married to a single lender. Reach out, build a network of them. Different situations call for different financing. You're organically going to need different lenders irrespective. But in each different pocket, private, hard, and conventional, you should be building out multiple options so that for whatever reason, one of the lenders charges more than the other, you have the different options and the different networks in place. Lenders also will be people who will know the area in some cases, not always, but they'll be people who know investment strategies, and they'll have different fee structures too. So like a private money lender may have a higher interest rate, but you can negotiate different payment terms. Whereas a hard money lender may have a lower interest rate, but you may have to put a down payment on. A conventional lender will have more rules involved. All of them may charge some varying aspect of like points or fees. These things can vary by lender to lender. Points are just a percentage of the loan. Think of it as the commission that a lender gets. Ultimately, lenders, like real estate agents, work off commission. So you want to make sure that you're vetting them and talking to different options so that you're not paying too much in fees. This is something that can happen if you don't have a lot of options. You'll find out all lenders will have a lot of different administrative fees, brokerage fees, origination fees, points on the loan, and those fees add up. The cost of money is something that people don't really understand until they get in the game in a lot of instances. A lot of so-called gurus out there will say, hey, you can just you find an 80K property, put 10K down, and that's it. It's not actually that simple. You gotta pay for the loan as well. A lot of times a loan will cost thousands of dollars. I'd say on average, a loan, with talking about closing costs and all that, we'll talk about all the fees plus the points, will be $4,000 to $6,000. So keep that in mind. And we'll talk more about that in the financing section. But for now, talk to different lenders. You have different options. You have more leverage. Sometimes that leverage can get you fees knocked off. It can get you better rates. All kinds of doors could open as long as you do the work up front. Keep the different options in your pocket. Keep the money in your pocket as well. See you on the next one.